What is up? I'm your host, Gabby, and welcome to the Shit My Roommate Says podcast. Come vibe with my guests and I as we share our stories and open up about the taboo topics that roam around in most people's minds. All right, welcome back to the Shit My Roommate Says podcast. I'm your host, Gabby, and today we have with us a true queen to form. Let's give it up for Miss Rynda. Hello there.
Hello.
How you doing, Boo?
I'm super good. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm thrilled.
Girl, I am so excited to have you on. This is such a fun occasion, and I can just tell just by the way you're dressed, like we're gonna have so much fun with this episode. I'm really like pissed off now that I don't have a fucking fancy dress.
You deserve it.
I know.
You deserve it.
I just need like a crown so I can feel like a queen too.
I'm gonna get you one.
So, Rynda, you know, as you are a very loyal listener of mine, how we like to start off the episodes. And so I'd like people to kind of give us a little bit about yourself and, tell us about your fam and you, and then a little bit about how you and I met.
All right. I am Rynda. I am 28 years old. I am married, 3 kids, all boys. And I'm the queen of the castle, if you haven't heard.
Get it.
Me and Gabby met through our husbands. They go back, way back, high school years.
I think he tells me all that time. He tells me all the time. So we go, I think, eat at that place that they might both have worked at. If you and I both know, privacy, they made pizza.
Yes.
And he always tells me, he's like, oh yeah, it's not like the good old days. And I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
It was pizza. Calm down. Okay. He goes,
no,
yeah, not like me. I'm like, okay. Got a badass on our hands.
Yes, for real. Oh my goodness.
But then again, that's where I feel like, Chef got his nickname because he's pretty bomb-ass at cooking. So I'm like, it goes away somewhere there.
Yes, it does.
But no, yes, I love the way you and I met and keep in touch because we met through our men.
Yes.
But you and I have really kind of just connected socially. We talk here and there, of course, and then y'all recently just got married a year ago. Happy anniversary. Goals.
Oh my goodness. 1 year married, 8 years together. It has been a roller coaster, the best one, the only one I want to be on my entire life. Let me tell you.
That is some shit. I love it. Yes. I look at y'all, I was sitting there and I was so excited when I saw the invite and it was like, like formal wear and I got to go pick out a nice dress at the time and
She got it.
Girl, yes. I still have that dress. I'm like, might put it on later.
Yes.
But no, it was your whole thing just going there. Like I gave Chef so much shit. I was like, look at that. Look at this. Oh my God, it's so pretty. And I was totally geeking, I was totally the fucking female in the room there, just like sappy, heart melted shit. And then, your hubby walks down the aisle.
To the Kanye West song,
yes, girl. Y'all's music, y'all's everything.
We did the playlist ourselves. Hey, shout out to my husband.
I loved it. And then I think the part where I, of course, I look at it because I'm a big people watcher. I love to I could watch, all day, just go sit somewhere, plant with a beer or a coffee and just chill. And the thing that made me laugh, or not necessarily laugh, but like just kind of like, oh, was the way he looked at you.
Yes.
Girl, he had that gaze like, that is my queen. I'm gonna marry that. That's wifey material. That's wifey right there. And then you just came down, and both of y'all was like, okay, when you gonna put a ring on it? Hurry up.
Oh my
Looking at him like, um,
She's waiting. She's waiting.
I'm like, look at her. Come
Oh my
on.
goodness. Thank you so much. That means a lot. That means a lot. There was so much backstory to our whole story, you know. I mean, he was fighting for his life, you know, that month before our wedding, you know. And for him to make it to our wedding, like made the whole wedding, made the whole story, you know, made our whole life, because we fought for that moment. And you were there to see it. And I'm so thankful for that.
So let's give the listeners a little bit of, and I guess this is, what brings us perfectly into
Yes.
the topic. Is all fair in love and war?
Yes.
I personally have my opinions, and I feel with you and Hubsters that, of course, y'all too have y'all's work ethic that has managed to get y'all to where you're at. So I feel like this is only fitting, is all fair in love and war. So let's give the viewers a little bit of, background. So
Yes.
how did y'all meet? How did y'all meet? So let's go from there.
We met when we basically was on our dark paths.
Gotcha.
Both of us.
Okay.
You know, we were at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Both lost, both trying to find life ourselves, you know, still going through everything as a, 18-year-old. He was 18. I think I was 19. No, he was 19. I was 18. Sorry.
I was like, oh, cougar
Yeah.
over here?
Yeah.
What?
No. And from there, we got together. You know, I was so broken. I was a really broken person. And I just wasn't ready for a relationship. I wasn't deserving enough for my husband at that time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we broke up, and then we got back together when I came back to San Antonio, you know, and I said, hey, I'm not done with you. And he gave me another chance, and I'm so thankful for him giving me another chance, you know. And we slowly built from there.
And so it technically,
that's when it really started, you know. It was a broken beginning, you know, and then we had to start over from that and still build everything we've built today, you know.
Was the process hard in the beginning? So you said y'all were 18, 19.
Yes.
When did y'all start? So from when y'all met, so when did y'all start kind of being serious? Was it within that time frame still?
20 years old when I was 20. And
gotcha. Okay. So it took y'all time, and y'all were able to learn each other.
We had to. That's the only way you're gonna, you know, really know a person and really know if you want to be with them forever, you know. That's deep shit. That's not, you know, that's not fake nothing, you know. Like all the bad things, all the arguments, all the dark days, all the crying, like all those things are worth it in the end, you know, because you go through life separate and you have to be as one. You know, you're not as one, just as one. You're still separate, your own lives, you know, and it hurts. Life hurts. And it's like you grow apart or you grow together, and it's hard, you know. Every day is a day. You got to try, you know.
Chef and I went through some stuff. It was right before we hit a year together. It was early enough to where, of course, it was within that time frame, tongue twisting. It was within that time frame where it's like, it's a short enough time to ditch the relationship, but it's a long enough time to know that, hey, I've invested this long
Yes.
into the relationship. So,
Into
you
this
know,
person.
into this person. Yes.
Soul.
So, you know, it really was just a matter of my perspective at the moment, but there was there was so many probably negative qualities that I could have said, hey, these are red flags, girl, run. But in the end, I saw the good of him and I was like, no, like this guy is worth more, you know, like I
Yes.
see more than what meets the eye. I go, you know, and later he was able to tell me, he's like, you know, we didn't have our great days and
Yeah.
we're able to see those now. But
Mhm.
yeah, it took us in that moment, because even when we had just started, you know, getting into our like bad time frames, we had
Yes.
just recently had moved in like to our first apartment together. So
I
that was, you
remember
know,
I remember that. I remember that
and
moment.
so that was, you know, one of our biggest tackles together, because it was like, hey, we're not solid right now.
Yeah, it's hard, you
But
know.
now we have a home on top of it. We're
Yes.
raising, you know, my daughter. I say our daughter because of course he's been there,
Mhm.
but you know, like we're raising my daughter together. Like this isn't the dynamic that I want. Like we need to figure out what we are. We need to figure out how to fix everything. I was like, because I can't keep it up this way, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess to me, it's like, it does take those moments in that early time frame to really see past, like, do I want to continue with somebody, or, you know, like most people would just not pay any mind to it and just say, okay, well, nothing ventured, nothing lost, you know?
Yes, yes. No, he was
Or
something like I
yes,
had to I didn't feel like myself without him. You know what I'm saying? When you first meet somebody and then all of a sudden they're not there and you're like, wait, like that was a whole part of me that left. I really need that back. And I took it. I had to take it. Like you have to take it, you know?
what would be some of the things that he would do that would just get, what would be some of those like sweet things he would do for you in the beginning?
He would make me laugh no matter what. Like I'm crying, I'm having a panic attack, you know, and he's just there, right there with me, you know, like he's there. He's not gonna leave, you know, he's reassuring. He made me feel really safe. Like I can't be kidnapped, you know, like I'm not gonna get robbed, you know, like
No,
I
of
am
course.
safe, you know, like nothing is gonna happen when I'm with him. And I never felt like that with nobody else before.
Oh, that is so, uh, girl, you get me going over here. You're gonna get the waterworks going. Okay, I did not put enough Kleenex over here. I did Glade instead.
Oh my gosh.
But no, and I mean, that's, you know, most men are too stubborn sometimes to admit the, I say not unmasculine, but the
Yeah.
softer side, you know, like
Mhm.
it. There are times where even Chef in his own time frames has moments of like, oh no, like being a total guy. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and then I get that soft side of him that not a lot of people see, because definitely, I mean, if you've met Chef,
Yeah, there's just no feelings.
yes, he's just, you know,
No
and not,
emotion. Solid G.
you
Solid G.
G,
Game
G
face.
to a point, and that's exactly it. And so many people are like, he just looks, you know, like stuck up or rude, or he just looks mean. I'm like, no, you just gotta know him. Like you just gotta, he's gonna be fine with you in a minute. Just give him a second.
He's
Whiskey
observing.
required.
He's
Yes,
observing. You know, he's an observer. He's not a talker.
very
You know what
much
I'm saying?
so. Very much so. That is where he will say, he's like, you're the social one. He goes, I'm cool. I'm cool here. I'm like, I guess. Like, and it's been like our like struggle, because it's like,
Yeah.
I want you to just be a little bit more outgoing. Because to me it's like, he's outgoing, but he's selective about it.
Yes. 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 It's a
And
type. It's a
and
type.
Yes. And
Mhm.
which brings me back, back to background circle, is all fair in love and war?
That's true. I don't know, Yeah.
Has there
Yeah, I'd do anything, to get my husband, like to get the soulmate you deserve. Yeah.
I've thought about those times. Have you ever had those moments with hubby where it's like y'all haven't seen eye to eye,
Yes.
and it's not necessarily that one of y'all is wrong and one of y'all is right. Maybe y'all just both have different opinions, and
Mhm.
while it's going to give you the same answer, it's just that, and it's just that, like, it's two different opinions, it's two different ways of doing it and getting the same result. Has something like that ever occurred to y'all where
Yes. Yes. I feel like we had to make a decision, like, are you worth it? Are you worth my whatever my problem is? Are you worth my ego? Are you worth
Mhm.
anything? Are you worth any of these things? Like, you're worth more than that to me.
How did you overcome that? Because I will admit there is moments where I'm just like, I'm going to end up on an episode of Snapped. He don't know me. He don't know where I grew
I
up.
understand.
I can make sure you're hidden and never found. Never mind for
I
anybody.
think
This is
it's
for later
like
purposes.
the realization that right now, like on earth, as this people, I feel like it's really special with so much stuff going on. I feel like we're meant to be here. We're meant to see each other, to meet each other, to be in this time. I just feel so lucky. Like, I don't know, like, who am I to like deny my feelings? Because I just feel for him like deep. I don't know how to explain it really in words. I just like, I care for him, I care for me, and anything that I want or I believe in, it's not
Gotcha.
really worth, our relationship ending or something.
Has there ever been, like, so if y'all have those moments of disagreement, what is y'all's, and I say this as maybe like a helping technique for those who do
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
experience it, because I too have definite moments where and I'll tell Chef, it's like, dude, I'm not trying to argue with you. Like, I really don't even want to
Yeah.
argue. I just want you to hear my side, and then I'm
What
going
I'm
to hear
feeling
your
right now.
side. Yes, exactly. Like, to me, it's
We, we
we
have
can
to.
to me we can be fair, in love
Yes.
and in war. You just have to be willing to understand and trust. It tasted like vinegar, in my mouth, trying to say for once, like, I'm not right, like my way isn't the only way, like my way or the highway or whatever. But
Mm.
it took those moments of like having to just come to the realization, hey, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I'm not going to say you're right. Like,
Mhm.
I'm also going to say that you have a way of, I'm going to chalk it up to, you have a way of thinking about something, and so do
Yeah.
I. But I guess to me, it's, I spent too much time in past relationships having to have a person who is right and a person who is wrong. And I started thinking about it, and
Okay.
I'm like, is somebody ever really right and wrong? Or
No, because both feelings get hurt. We're both
Mhm.
mad. We're both hurt. Like, where do we go from here? It's
Yes,
like, that's when, like, the humor or whatever you love about them comes out, you know?
needs to come out, needs to be
Yes.
visible.
Whatever is that you find within them, it comes out at those moments. And it'll either pull you in or it'll throw you out. Two ways, And it's hard. Some people give up. Some people never marry. Some people are so alone, and it's sad. I don't know
When
what
y'all,
happened with them.
so when did y'all, from when you started dating, when did y'all get engaged?
We got engaged when we were together for 4 solid years after we broke up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
And then, so your
we had
oldest,
one child. Yeah,
I
we
was
had
gonna
one
say,
child when we got engaged.
so eldest came,
Mhm.
And when y'all had found out that y'all were going to be parents, like what was was he like, how was it telling him?
He was really happy.
Oh my
We were both
gosh.
happy. Like we never in the whole entire world thought that like we would be parents ever in our wildest dreams. So the fact that like I was actually pregnant was like a miracle or something. Like it was crazy.
That is awesome. And so was he like supportive through the whole thing? Like he wine and
Oh,
dined on your every
oh no,
craving,
no,
or
he didn't understand nothing about, pregnancy or nothing. But yes, he tried to make me happy, favorite food, stuff like that. But pregnancy is such a hard time. I mean, I don't think anybody can really be happy because it's really uncomfortable.
definitely,
It's a
yeah.
really hard transition. You get thrown right in a whole thing that you never even understood, really.
Did
It
y'all
was
have
rough.
any complications with first kiddo?
No, we did not, except the extra pinkies on both hands.
Oh, yes. But see, I guess to me, like that, yes, while that might be something, it's not the worst case in the world.
Yes, yes.
So, I mean, I've grown up and I have several friends who, have different birth defects of different sorts.
Mhm.
And to me, it's just like, oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah,
this is
like
what
it
we're dealing with. I'll help you. What do we need?
exactly. I got you, boo. I got
Yes,
you.
all the way.
And I guess that's to where it's like, nah, that baby is still perfect in every way.
Hmm.
And
Definitely. But my middle child was born and he was in the NICU for 2 weeks.
oh my
So that
goodness.
was another hard transition. Every single child's different. They all have their own crazy stories, birth stories, their rules,
Was
you know.
that one? So what ended up happening with your second child?
I hemorrhaged and they didn't know how to stop the bleeding. And it was
Oh
like,
my
I'm almost
goodness.
going to die right now in front of my husband and my mom. Like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Like that's the last thing I thought would happen. They tell you all the things that can happen. It's like, I didn't think I was going to hemorrhage today, but
No,
that
of
happened.
course. I'm sure that was definitely an experience. I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay. That's just, topics that we have to get off our chest sometimes,
Yes, of
to help
course.
others. Because that stuff happens every day to moms and nobody knows.
I have had several friends who have miscarried, before, and while it is touching, I can only be so honored that people are able to speak about it. And, you had a very serious health concern. That is alarming. I I gave birth to Jill early. She was a preemie. She was
Wow.
born 5 weeks early, and her lungs were underdeveloped for at a week before she was born. So they had to do, of course, like the steroid shots and everything. She too was in NICU for a little bit, but then like right after NICU, she had severe jaundice. Then she got the flu. Like
Yes.
she
Just
couldn't catch a
not
break.
obstacle over obstacle.
Yes,
And
and
they're little babies.
oh my
They're little
God, so small.
babies. They're just,
She was like 5 pounds. So she
mhm.
was she was really small.
Yeah.
I just remember I had just had my baby showers right before, like within the month that she was born. And I remember I was like, okay, I have everything I need, like because we all anticipated, of course, a full term, very big baby.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
when it turned out that she was smaller of definite measure,
No
it's
one
like
knows. No one
my
knows.
my sister and family, oh my God, I was so blessed. And I was single at this time, so it was very like scary for me because it was something like I had to deal with kind of alone. And yes, I had my family, but yes, I was alone,
Yes.
so I know my family was just like running to the different stores trying to find anything preemie that they could.
Hmm.
And all I was thinking about sometimes is like, I knew I had to be strong for like her and I.
Yes, definitely. You were
So
that mama.
yes, and like when you, like how you said you and James, you and hubby, so sorry, I didn't say
Yeah,
his whole
yeah.
name. I didn't say his whole name.
Okay.
When you and hubby, had child number two, and that
Mhm.
happened like
That changed the game, that was
it
like, I don't know, we can do this again, like
exactly. And
I,
then you need that support system at that time, like that is so great that you were able to have that. Like not a lot of people can
yes,
say
not a
that
lot.
they have that. But I guess the thing where to me, and I don't know if like you had this approach, but like I was like a total like mama bear. Like I had to look at everything. I had to be at
Oh
every
yeah.
moment of her. In the
Nobody's changing the pamper but me. Like I'm swaddling, I'm holding, I'm bathing, I'm feeding. I
in the
just can't
beginning,
help but take control. That's my baby. That's your baby. Like these are our babies. There's
in the
no other.
beginning it was like that for me. My mom had just come out from like being like she had just come out from being out of the hospital because she had health concerns.
Okay.
So to me it was, of course, having to just find that fairness within life to, it's like, okay, now I'm a single parent, I have to deal with these issues by myself, and then I want to help my family too. So it was a lot, it was a process. And then of course when Chef came along, that's where, to me, it it swings back,
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
not trying to go off on a tangent, but like it swings back because I had to really try and think if I was being fair with him at some times, because
Your life and everything.
here I am
Hard.
in a relationship, in a new relationship with
Mhm.
someone new. I'm also new to being a mother,
Mhm.
and of course that's
Yes.
where most people can frown upon, like, oh, like you should be focusing on your child, whatever, suck a dick. Just
Yeah.
kidding. Just kidding. Maybe. But, I just, it wasn't like my first thought was to, like, ooh, jump in a relationship. It just happened.
Yes, it does.
And my personal thing that I had to deal with like being fair within our relationship and being fair if there was fighting, was that like I knew that he was slowly adapting, this bond with my
Yeah.
daughter. And I knew that, well, one, if we get together, if we proceed with this, and that's where, of course, we were having our issues,
Hmm.
around like the first, getting towards the first year. um I had to start thinking, like, is this fair between us? Is this fair in love and war? Because we're now, I brought a child into the mix, so it's not just about you and me anymore.
Yeah, us together.
It has to be what's fair for my child too,
Hmm.
I guess, in a way.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
it it really got me. I don't know, because I was so torn with having to shed the mindset of like, hey, I'm doing this by myself. Now here we are, 3 years later. But
Yes.
it
It was
took,
the beginning
girl, it
that
took that.
and not
It
even the end. Like there's new beginnings
Yes,
always.
it took
Keeps
those
going.
battles. It took those battles though of like us having to fight down our pride. It took down those
Mhm.
battles of us having to like say who was the bigger man and who was right in the situation. We had to really kind of really evaluate ourselves and say
Mhm.
to each other, this isn't what we want. This, we separated. Not a lot of people realize that we separated close around, like, yeah, we were already separated at your wedding. We just y'all are our friends, so we went.
Yes, of
I was
course.
like, you taking me? You ain't taking
You
anybody else.
taking me.
You ain't
This is
taking
a
any other
wedding.
bitches. This is my
The
friends.
wedding.
I'm going. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
But so when we were doing stuff like that together, it's like I told him, I go,
Mhm. It counts.
we're working to get better. I was like, at the end
All
of
of
the
it
day, all
counts.
I want is you. Like,
Yeah.
we have to just find fairness. Like, I want to be fair with you, but I also need to be fair to myself.
With myself. Exactly. Wow. You put that into words right there.
Yeah,
Did you hear that? She put that into words right there.
words. That's where I
My
need
Lord.
I need like all my equipment be like words, all my echoes. But
No, but
no,
it's the times I feel like you have to pick and choose your battles, within each other,
girl,
within each other,
yes.
because it's like, what's worth it? Am I going to change myself? Am I going to fight for myself? Or am I going to try to manage with this person? But also too, I was gonna let you know that in a relationship, like, we have to think about each other's traumas, each other's childhood, the way they grew up. Like, it's so different. There's no way it could be the same. Everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to remember when I'm upset, like, he's probably feeling the same way, just in another form. And we're not understanding, we're not talking, we're in separate rooms, we're crying. I'm crying, he's not crying, he's fucking me. But and it's like, I have to come out sometime, you know it's hard in those moments.
Is it hard for you to feel like you're being the bigger person because you're having to come out of that room?
No, he gets me and stuff, but I never feel like I'm giving up too much or anything. I feel like he understands me, and that's where we have to pick and choose our battles. Like, what's really important to you? What's really important to me? These are our no-goes.
No,
These are off
exactly. Those
limits.
are your boundaries within each other. Like,
Mhm.
I know we've set ours, and there
Yes.
are certain things, and you I feel, in my personal opinion, a healthy relationship needs some boundaries sometimes.
Hmm.
You know,
Definitely. We had to work to get boundaries, though. We didn't just know, oh, we need to set boundaries right when we meet,
hmm
or through all this stuff we've been together.
no,
It
girl, it
took
took all of
it
the
took
breakups.
so much, time, so much effort, energy. You know,
No,
you
it's
know
true.
that.
It took so much for us because we had that. I guess we had those epiphanies within ourselves of,
Yes, ourselves.
like, is this what we need to do, or do we just call it quits from here? But we both chose to work on it, and we both
Yes,
chose,
always work, always working, and never
yes.
stop.
I feel like we needed those breaks, though, like, to
Mhm.
understand within each other. When we decided the boundaries within each other, it's because it took trial and error to get to
Yes.
there. And
Hmm.
it can be so silly as to just make sure at the end of a shower that you flush the toilet too, because you never know what's going to be
Hmm.
staying around. I'm just like, different things like that.
Yes.
And but it might sound silly, but it's like,
This is every
no,
day. This
this
is
is
every
my
day, every minute, every second. This is
yes.
sanctuary, you
Yes,
know?
because I know that some of the things that get him about me, like, I will leave a cup. I am forever with like my thermoses or like my
Hmm.
cooler cups or whatever.
Coffee cup, something.
Yes, always.
Shit, my roommate says cup. Shout out. Get it out.
Ah, yes. But no, I'm always like drinking something, and I
Mhm.
am bad, like notorious GAB for putting my shit just in the sink, and I'll just leave it there. I know I'm going to wash it. I'm just not going to wash it at that moment. And he's like, he'll go over there and he'll walk over there and all his little hot to trotness.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
like, he's like, "You're not gonna wash this?" And I'm like,
Oh
"Not
my
yet."
God.
What you gonna do?
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. It
What would
happens. It happens.
what would be some of the things that you and hubby do to like keep y'all's relationship alive?
We have to do date nights because we have to remember that we're not just parents. Like, we didn't get together as parents. Like, we need time with each other. And I feel like that's the main and most important thing in our relationship is time for each other. Because if we don't have time with each other, like, how are we going to have time for like everybody else? You know?
Yeah.
I can't communicate with you. We need to be on the same level. But we only get date nights like once a month and we make it count every bit.
That's the best part about it, though.
Yeah.
And I do agree. It's needed within a
Yes.
relationship. Chef and I felt it at times, because there
Mhm.
were moments where Bad Girl Jewelry was so small. It's like, okay, we don't really want to leave her with people. And then COVID
Yes.
happened,
All of it gets boom.
yes. And we felt like it was like one thing after another. And then we started pushing back our date nights. Well, at the
Yeah.
end of it, it's like I told him, I was like, I don't care to go out anymore and do things. I was like, I love knowing that we've set up the patio to be exactly what we wanted.
Mhm.
You love to grill. We could sit out there with wine or drinks. Like, we could just have our own night. I was like, as long as we could just do something
It's just
together.
me and you. Yes.
Hmm.
No interruptions, no kids crying or anything like
Yeah,
that. It
exactly.
needs
Like,
to be in tune.
we've just become such big, or maybe more so me now, but like I've become such a huge homebody that,
Yes. I mean, we kind of have to. Yeah. But
yeah,
it's fine, girl. These are our sanctuaries. We built
yeah,
this. Okay.
yes. Like I mean, I live in an apartment. I didn't technically build it, but like I made everything in here look super cute. Okay,
Yes.
it's all
That's
mine.
your place.
I
That's
bought
your
that.
sanctuary, you know?
Yes, it's my queendom.
It is. Everybody has one.
Yes, and I love it here. And we've now that, of course, like we've both since joined up homes again, because
Yeah.
I split for a minute and then he moved back in after. But we've together been able to make the house a home.
Yes.
I
Yes.
wanted him to feel included in here, and now it's like, okay, now that we're trying to, of course, like save money and be better within our relationship with each
Hmm.
other, it's like I told him, I was like, we don't have to go out and spend money. Like, we don't have to do any of that. Like,
Hmm.
we can cook here. I was like, I am fine just cooking, drinking here, listening to some good music. I was like,
Yeah,
it's the best.
it is.
Don't get me wrong, there's still moments where we get on each other's nerves and the
Of
fights will
course.
happen. It's just, you do have to
I
realize.
huff and puff all the time. I huff and puff. I'm doing all this stuff. My gosh, like laundry. Oh, la 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 la. List goes on.
I
Now,
so I am the queen of petty. I am just like, if you don't hear it out of my voice, like, you're gonna fucking see it on my face.
yeah, I
And
know. I can't
I
stop my face. He already knows my
no,
emotions, my face. Like my energy speaks for itself. I can
yes,
tell
but
you that.
it's, I guess to me it's because like I get tired of always in my relationship, because my household is shared, your household is shared, you know I don't always want to feel like a mom. Like, I don't want to
Yes.
feel like this is something I'm always responsible to pick up or clean. So
Hmm.
I think the one thing that helped our relationship the most, especially making it fair within love and war, was that
Yes, that's
he
hard
saw
to do.
he saw that the household was an equal. He Because
Mhm.
there were times in our relationship where it was like, oh, will you clean? And I was like, we both work 9 to 5s,
Mhm.
like, we both do exhausting jobs. So fuck
Yes.
you. Like, No, you got me. Well, bitch, you got me mistaken with.
You
No,
said it. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, but like for those who
No,
do
don't be
know me,
sorry. Don't be
no, it's
sorry.
one of those like sorry, not sorries
Okay,
because
yeah.
I'm sorry if it offends you, but I'm not sorry for being this way. Like,
Mhm.
like, but if it offends you, you might need to listen to the art of being too
Wrong
sensitive.
audience.
You might need to listen to the art of being too sensitive featuring Erica. It was a really great topic. We went over a
Oh my
lot.
God. Good, good. Shout out to Erica.
Right? Shouts,
Yes,
girl.
yes.
But that is where we had to, like we had to understand things with each other.
Hmm.
And I don't know, it's been better. There are moments where we still
Hmm.
I'll
I feel like there's always going to be moments like that, especially if you're married, because we go through so many different things every day. We're changing people, we're never going to be the same. It's a learned behavior, what we're doing, the things that make each other mad. Like we can stop those things. We have a choice to choose.
and
And
see
that's what's hard because people don't want to choose,
and I feel sometimes, and I guess it's because like y'all, being that y'all have been married, we're long-term boyfriend girlfriend, like we're not married yet, like hurry up, bitch.
You
I'm just
tell them.
kidding, honey. I just want a ring already.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna
That's
get
where you just grab their phones and be like, brilliant earth,
it.
Hayes, Jared, like subliminal, like sending it into the
Yes,
Indians.
into the waves, into the existence.
Yes, it's gonna just start popping up on his Facebook and Amazon here and there. I'm gonna be like, oh, what? I don't know. You were looking at Princess Emerald Cushion. What? I don't
Yes,
know what to tell. I don't know what
yeah.
you're talking about. No, I did not. I did not put white gold in there.
That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. It's
I just
hard, Gabby. It's hard.
I just tell him sometimes, I'm like, can we just go look? I was like, it's not anything to just go look. Because
Yeah.
like he took me for my first ring at year 1. So I told him, I'm like, okay, year 2 was in
Oh.
progress. Here we are, year 3. I was like, so what we doing? So what we doing?
Yeah, yeah.
You just want to take a day off? You want to go elope? I'll do it. Shit, my roommate said style.
Yes, we had to communicate all that. I told him, if you haven't proposed to me before 5 years, then you have a problem. And he proposed to me at 4 years. And I felt like, oh my God, I got a year lucky. Like, on
Well,
good behavior or something.
I laugh sometimes because Chef's biggest thing is like, oh no, we're on the 10-year plan, and it bugs
Oh
me.
my
It bugs the fuck
God.
out of me because it's like, do you think I'm waiting for 10 fucking years?
Oh,
Like,
hell
I
no.
love you, dude, but if you do not put a ring on it fucking soon, I am gonna go insane. I'm just kidding. I'm like, I had to put up with your ass for this long.
10. No, I never heard that before. That's crazy, chef.
Uh,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I think he needs to have a talk. Him and Hubs needs to have a talk, and he just needs to have a reevaluation of his a thought
That's so
process on
funny. Oh
this.
my goodness.
But that's where I guess like I have to look at it in the sense of if it's fair within myself within Love and War, because there
Yes.
are moments where he does just want to like piss me off and get on my buttons, and I'm like, you don't make it fair, because I try and like I'm one of those where I will think about everybody's opinion and feelings sometime
Yes.
depending on the situation. But I'm like, you're not being considerate right now.
Yeah, it is. I feel you. I feel your words. And I feel like that's that behavior that sneaks in back of us. That's like the devil on your shoulder, or something. It's like
Yes.
it just comes out like that within you just want to get mad or angry or respond, reactions. When that happens, it's like after I yell, I can't take that back. And I
Mm-mm.
do yell. I yell all the time, and it's like I can't take that stuff back. Like those are feelings coming out. but like you have to let them out at that moment. It's going to harbor. That's why I
No,
say it's okay to yell. It's okay to cry and be angry and frustrated, because those feelings need to go somewhere, out,
no.
out, you know?
I like to say it's like HSP, like I'm a hypersensitive person sometimes. Like there are moments where I might burst into tears. Maybe it's because I'm frustrated. Maybe it's because I'm a
Yeah.
little stressed out. But like if we're
But like,
talking about something and I feel passionate about it and I feel like you're not understanding me, then yeah, we're not being fair right now within our love or battles, because you're
yes,
not willing to hear me out as I'm willing to hear you out, you know? Like I guess I feel that I give people the true, I want to hear your side. I want to hear your story because I want to make sure at the end of the day I have all the information, as much information that I could have, you know?
yeah,
Because to me, that as me as that type of person, I can then sit on it afterwards and been like, if I care about you enough, of course, if I care about
yeah,
the situation, I'm going to be like, well, what could I have done to made it better for us, you know? Like I
yes,
choose to want to work on my relationship, and I do
hmm,
those things now with Chef. But
yeah,
together we're able to talk so openly with things now, and it was needed to cut through those deep conversations
deep
to
conversations that you're not
find.
comfortable with, you know? You got to
Mhm.
get through, you got to get past.
No,
And it's like once you
exactly.
break that ice, like you feel so much better. And then there's new battles, girl, you know? And then you're going to face those battles. It's like you're like samurais. We're like samurais, just chopping battles, chopping problems, you know? You have to be.
When so y'all, and then y'all recently, of course, I believe he's your
7 months.
7 months.
Yes.
So I'm going back to, because I was like, okay, we went from kiddo one. So sorry. I hope my
Yeah.
viewers
Kiddo
understand.
two.
I hope my viewers and kiddos understand that we can go from like one conversation all the way back to another. So this is going to be a very fun episode like that. But no, so we didn't finish with like, because we could just go off on tangents. I told you.
Yeah.
We could,
Sorry. Sorry.
no, I love it though, girl. We'll keep it up. we we have just, I know we've had conversations about having more
Mhm.
children. Did
Yes.
y'all always know that y'all were gonna want three,
No,
or
no, there was no count. There was like no plan. I seriously like got on birth control, ran out of birth control, tried being careful, that kind of stuff, you know. But it was never like, oh my God, what are we doing? You know, like we're not like mad at each other if it happens. We understand what we're doing, you know.
yeah, of course.
And but it was just surprising because I was on birth control, you know, and it's like the pills, you know,
Gotcha.
what happens, you know. Anyways, it it just happened, you know.
So he
That's what
was,
everybody says, right?
so kid,
It happened.
your youngest was your just very, very big surprise.
Yes. Second, I guess we were planning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, second was a miscarriage. Let me clear that up. I don't want to get confused, you know.
Yeah.
That was really hard. We didn't know how to feel about that, you know, but we still loved each other, you know. We have an angel baby, and then we have Joe Isaac, the crazy baby, you know, my middle child. I can say his name because it's special, Joe Isaac. You don't really hear it a lot.
I love it. I love hearing all the different names. So, of course, I stick to Bad Girl Jewelry on here, but you know
Yes.
her whole name, and her whole name, like it took me a minute to come up with it, but it's very significant if you know the names that it kind of like was put together from.
Okay, okay, yes.
So that's what makes her name very special to me. But to everybody else, she's just her true girl, Bad Girl Jewelry self.
Yes, yes, always.
And
But
so,
those, you know, after my second child, third child, then we have our youngest, Derek. He was also a surprise after I ran out of birth control. let's be honest, ladies, you know, it happens. You got to go to the doctor. You got to fill scripts. It's not easy around here. Okay.
I knew,
God-
I knew that that was going to be one of the like things I was going to forget about because I was so, okay. So being that I had just given birth to Bad Girl Jewelry and I was single,
Mhm.
and then I get into this relationship with somebody. Mind you, it was all new to me. I probably
Yeah.
listening to it now, I probably would not have gotten into a relationship so fast with someone, like outsider looking in, but I just remember it was like my first checkup back and they're like, "Well, what are you thinking about birth control?" Like, let's do it. I was like, just do it. I was like, I don't want anything that I'm going to have to do daily or monthly.
Yeah.
Like, I
Those.
just want something that put it in and that's it. So I actually got like one of the like IUD things. I know for viewers,
Okay.
like completely TMI, but whatever. This is a podcast.
This is shit my roommate says. Don't get it
Yes,
twisted.
don't get it twisted, yo. And so like that's the thing I got. Personally, I think it's the best. I love it. Like
Yeah, I'm just
zero
scared. I
complaints.
just stick to pills. Sorry.
No,
I have
just eat.
medication, so
You're good. See, I am so bad. Like I do take like my medicines for things, but it's like I still forget. Like I'm like I even have
yeah,
a
it's
timer on
hard.
my phone and I'm such a procrastinator that I'm like, nah, I'll take it in a minute and then I forget and it's midnight. I'm like, I didn't take
Yeah,
mine.
I
It is
just
that bad.
said no on my timer.
I need to be better about things. But
Okay.
no,
That's
like,
seriously how it happens, though. You know, that's
and
how it
so
happens.
do y'all want any other children?
No, no, we're done, ladies and gentlemen. We're done with the it just happens. Yes, we have officially closed shop or want to close shop. I
Good.
want to
I
get
mean,
my tubes
cool.
tied, you know, just being honest. We have 3 boys, you know, our hands are full. We are ready. We're happy. I'm ready to like start life now because I feel like all that made our life on hold because of how scared we were through all those transitions that we couldn't really sit back and enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. You know, that's where we're at right now. And I
Yes.
feel we are very balanced within our relationship now
Hmm.
because we are able to have these conversations. Like we're wanting to budget more because we do have, big ventures that we want to get into later and soon. And one of the things that we've been talking about is if we want to have another child.
Yes.
And honestly, it's one of those conversations for us where it's like, Bad Girl Jory is gonna be 4 years old this year.
Oh my.
She's already, out the door, gonna start her first
Hmm.
year of school technically. You
Big, big
know,
things coming.
yes. And then my bonus daughter is, of course, gonna be 11 this year. So I
Hmm.
guess to us, it's like, well, both kids are,
Set,
they can,
technically.
one can surely wipe her own ass. The other one is almost there. Like they
She
both
needs
can.
some check-in.
She needs some check-in. She got it. She, a little work, little A for effort here and there. Girl gotta wipe that booty. And then she goes, but like they have the ability to be more independent.
Yes, that takes a lot of time, effort, physical, emotional, mental. It takes
It
it
took a
all.
lot. It took a lot on our
Takes it all.
relationship. It took
Hmm.
so much on our relationship, and I tell him, and I'm like, I hate to sound selfish. I was like, but we're giving ourselves like a time frame to kind of like think about it within ourselves and then discuss it with each other. But it's like we're checking in, every other day with each other. And I'm like, yeah, I'm leaning more towards no. And he's like, well, I'm leaning more towards yes. And well,
That's why you love him.
I'm like, well, and and that's the thing though. It's like, yes, I'll still have a baby with this man. Like his name in my phone is future baby daddy. Like it is going to happen.
Yeah,
But
I
at the
believe
same
it.
time, it's just like we're almost done.
Yes.
Like think of
The
like the
the the road
financial
is
freedom. Like
curvy. there's so many different things you can never be prepared for. Like you said, with your
Yes.
daughter, there's no way you could have known really how much she weighed. Like
No,
there's nothing in the
exactly.
world that can tell you what it's going to be until it's hitting you in the face,
I
like
guess I
reality.
worry. I do have that like
That's
fear in the
scary.
back of like and it's like I told him, I was like, I just don't want to ever have that feeling where I'm doing things alone. And he, of course, I get that assurance and I get that security from him of that it would never be
But
that
it's
way.
a personal feeling for you,
Yes, it's a
you know.
personal trauma.
It's
And I know
yeah.
a lot of people don't see it as that, it's a breakup or whatever. But to me, it's like, no, like I went through this shit by
That
myself.
was that was a whole life
Scary.
that you lived, you know.
Yes, and it was just scary. It was scary to do it by yourself. And I guess
Yes.
like and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but that makes me fucking resilient because it was hard. And I guess to me it's like thinking of doing all of that all over again. And yes, I know things would be done right, but it's like we I guess I don't know, is it bad to say it's like, well, we've raised my daughter together already,
Yeah.
and then we have the ability to do trips, and we want a house, like we could get a dog. Like I see so many other
Is all fair in love and war.
Thank
Like
you.
it
Yes,
is
like,
is
and
all fair.
thank you. Is it fair? Because and those conversations do come down into a family and
Yes.
a relationship. It's like,
That's real shit, girl. That's
hey,
real shit, real conversations.
it is.
Like within each other, everybody, has their own problems, their own things, but within each other, you got to find it within yourself. Oh,
I
takes
just,
time, girl.
I'm
It
like
takes
so
time.
nervous to like find out what the end of this conversation is with him, because I guess to me it's like I have goals for myself.
Yeah.
So I guess I think about it, it's like I have a big say in if I want another child. So to me it's
Yeah.
like if I wanted another child, we've also been together long enough, like it would have happened already. Like I don't know. And I guess that's just me because it's like I'm one of those like planner people. So like I want to see
Yes.
long term. I want to see like we can do this. We can do this together. And look, we're going to be set.
Hmm.
Like I never want to be in the position of like not being able
You
to.
don't know. You don't know. Like the unknown. Anything can
Yeah.
happen which way we go from here. Life.
I guess to me it's like I know I want to be 150% for like my relationship all times. I don't ever want to put us in the position where it's like, well, we can barely afford things. Why did we choose to do this?
Yes.
And it's a
Yeah,
it's
that's
a it's a
very
personal
sad.
fear. Like I grew up
Yeah.
in a big family and things weren't always easy. So I guess to me it's like never a stress I want to bring in my relationship or my family.
Yes. Because it's everybody's life now,
Yeah.
ongoing. Everyone's growing. Now we're a family of five
Oh
people. That packs a whole
God.
car. You know what I'm saying? Like we are booked. We're booked.
We recently, last year, we changed our cars and got
Oh,
what we wanted. And so I upgraded, of course, to my mom car, whatever. It's my favorite car. I love my car. His name is Jake Ryan. I love him.
awesome.
And, Chef got what he wanted. And it, I felt like we had to be fair with it. So I'm glad that like when we did choose to, fix ourselves, that he was able to do what he needed to do for himself and he got himself
Yes.
his. And I did the same, and I felt like us coming back together, it was helpful for all of that. It was helpful because here we are now and we have so much more ability to be able to do things for our family and our relationship together. And I guess to me it's like I just want to make sure we make all of the decisions together mindfully for our future too, to be fair
Yes.
within love and war.
Man, I love that saying. I'm so happy you chose it.
Yes, I don't feel like I could end an episode any better. I was so excited to have you on. I am so thankful that you
No, I'm
Built up
thankful.
your queen courage, ma'am,
I'm
because this was
thankful.
so much fun. And for anybody listening, if you are interested in wanting to come in and be a guest, feel free to reach
Yes.
out to us. I am reachable at Gabby, Gabby, at shipmyroommatesays.com. We are now streaming live on all major services: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Website now is live at www.shipmyroommatesays.com. I am now having merch being sold as well as pre-ordering for shirts. So if y'all are interested, feel free to get at me. All proceeds go to make Ship My Roommate Says podcast portable. That is my huge spiel that I have to say like every time, and I'm so glad. Oh, and if anybody is interested and is loving my episodes and my content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and give me tons of stars, because that's the best support ever. Miss Rynda, it was amazing, stellar, outstanding, fantastic.
Oh my
And
goodness.
today I had so much fun. Thank you for coming on, and I hope to have you back for more conversations.
Yes, stay blessed, girl. Stay blessed.
Yes. Anything you want to leave the viewers with for this evening?
Um, the saying, say the saying, say the saying for them one more time.
Is all fair in love and war. Is it? The world might never know.
Never.
Well, Ms. Rynda, you have a wonderful evening, ma'am, and we will talk soon. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's topic and guest, just stay tuned and subscribe.